everyone, how are you all doing? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Walgreens exclusive Sentry, and I did not find this actually at a Walgreens. I got this off of eBay because I didn't want to run the risk, and I love Sentry, so I had to, I had to get him as early as I could. And I do have a cape on the way for third-party custom because this cape's alright, but it's not, it needs to be flowy like his hair. So, yeah, I'm really excited to have this figure, and without further ado, let's get into what he comes with. So as you can see on the figure right now, he has his hands, he's got the fists, and then he's got, of course, his standard head right here. And this looks pretty good. I like this. I think this looks really nice. I wish that we had an option where the hair wasn't super flowy. I think that would just look so much better. But as is, it looks nice. I like the wash in it and everything. I think it looks pretty good. I really wish we could have gotten a alternate head that had his beard. I think that would have been really nice. I think that would have been something that could have made this figure even better. But as I said, he comes with the fists and everything like that. But he also comes with a pair of alternate hands. And these hands are probably the strangest accessory of the year. So if there was an award for strangest accessories, it would be these. Because he has trigger finger hands that move up and down instead of the grip hands that came with Thor. Like the Endgame Thor. So yeah. You could put these on Star-Lord, which they would probably look really good on him because they'd be up and down hinges and it would look really nice. But for Sentry, I don't know why. I do not know why we got that. But this is probably the coolest accessory. We have the Void head, which this looks really nice. This is pretty cool. We got the, his kind of skull-ish showing. The very sunken in eyes, which look really, really nice. The detail on this is absolutely phenomenal if my camera would focus. But it looks really good. It looks very Ghost Rider-y. But I really enjoy this. This is really cool. Got the little bit of hair coming through as well. And then his eyes obviously glowing yellow like his standard head. So, it's really cool. It's really nice. I like it. And now taking a closer look at the detail. As I already said, we looked at the hands and the head, of course. But his belt, the only thing that's actually printed or anything like that other than his face or anything like that, and the only thing that's painted, his gauntlets are painted, but his belt. I really love the 3D print on this. It looks like his S is shimmering. Looks like it's glowing. It looks really nice. But everything is cast in yellow plastic and, or in a blue plastic. It looks really nice. His cape is actually just glued down in the front here. So it's going to be actually very easily to replace and all that, which is really nice. This body actually is mostly reuse other than the upper torso, I believe. I think that the belt is probably not the same belt. I guarantee that they sculpted a new belt. And then obviously the heads are different. And the cape as well. But something's off because his shoulders, I think, stick out too much. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think his shoulders are the same ones. If I bring in U.S. Agent here, his arms are the same. They're that standard. His arms and the legs are reuse of the U.S. Agent body, or whatever this original one was. But I think the shoulders actually, it looks like they have the same sort of divots in them. So I'm gonna have to say that these are the same shoulders, which is probably why they plug in so weird into this new body. Because if you look, the shoulders are supposed to be, sunk into the body, but these look like they're not fully sunk in. And I don't know if that's just a problem on mine. I don't think that it is because they sit flush and it looks okay when you have his arms, at his sides like that. But his shoulders looks like they stick out too much. And I think that was maybe their way of trying to make him look broader. That would be my guess, but I'm not 100% sure. But the cape also, I think, if you look at the cape, I think it has a little bit of a wash. Maybe. Unless it's just the way that the light hits it, which either way, nice, great detail. And the boots, of course. And like I said, everything's cast in yellow. There's no real shading or anything like that. His hair has some shading in it, which is really nice. I love how this looks. And I do wish we could have gotten a bearded head. I think it would have been cool to have that look for Robert. I think that would have been really nice. You can see this is a little bit separated right here, but it's not too terrible. And also on this since it is a new upper torso, it does have the disc hinge instead of the this dumbbell hinge, but it looks good. And then taking a closer look at the head itself, since we already did look at it, but we didn't look at it in too great of detail. He's got the little bit of heat vision kind of look around his eyes right here. And now taking a look at his articulation, his head can go up because of his hair. Not really. His head can go down a little bit, but it also starts to run in because of the hair. But, it'd be cooler to have him in a flight pose where you could have him looking up, but looking down is also nice. It looks more intimidating that way. Got a little bit of tilt, just a little though. Rotation, a little bit as well. This hair is it's pliable towards the bottom, but right here where it kind of would run into everything is very hard, so it's going to be a problem. Shoulders go out that far, pretty good. All the way around, no butterfly joints or anything, but he has bicep swivel, of course, double jointed elbows that go up that far. His hands, both sets, well, actually, nope. His hands on this one obviously go back and forth, you know, but then the up and down hinges on the gun holding hands for some reason, they're up and down, so whatever. As for his torso, it can go that far forward, that far back. His belt does get out of the way, so if you want more articulation out of it and you don't want to do it, you can rotate it at the waist, or you can pull it down here and then rotate it that way. His legs go out that far, not too terrible. It can go that far forward and that far back, actually, but it starts to jut out at the back. He's got thigh swivel, of course, double jointed knees that go back that far, not bad. Boot swivel, and then if he can go back all the way up, pretty decent, and then ankle pivot. And now onto some size comparisons. Here he is next to, because they share parts among the legs, except for the boots, obviously, and then the arms for US Agent. Here he's next to the Marvel Legends Controller Wave US Agent, and then the Marvel Legends, as always, of course, Retro Captain America from the 20th anniversary line. And this looks good. I think Robert's supposed to be taller. You know, he's supposed to be bigger, broader, and a little bit taller than both of them. And his legs are also bowing out a little bit. So, like, if I bring them together, he's going to be even taller. So that's pretty good. I like this size among the three of them. I think it looks pretty good. And then here he is next to the Marvel Legends Iron Spider that just came out, and then the Mezco Netflix Daredevil, and I think this works as well, actually. I'd love to see Mezco take a shot at Sentry. I feel like we'd have to get him in the MCU first in order to actually drum up interest in for people wanting to pay, you know, the $80+ to get it. But I think this looks good. I think he looks good next to Peter and next to Matt. So, yeah. And then for a tease of what's to come, here he is next to the Renew Your Vows pack, Spider-Man and Mary Jane, and I think he looks good next to the Retro Spidey Buck as well as the standard female Buck. So overall, I really do like this figure. I think that he's going to be hard to track down because, of course, he's a Walgreens exclusive. I do wish he would have come with, like I said, the splayed out hands that came with the Endgame Thor instead of these up and down trigger finger hands. But, you know, if you have that figure, then you can always put them on here, which we shouldn't have to mix and match like that. But, you know, hey, that's part of owning figures. You know, you always gotta spice things up and, you know, change accessories, change, you know, kit bash, customize, all that good stuff. So it's not something that's too terrible. And also, you know, we get up and down trigger finger hands, which are, I feel like, hard to come by nowadays. I don't know. I feel like it's just been a while since we've got some that, like, are proportionate and whatnot. Weird that we had to get them with Sentry, but, you know, that's all right. And like I said, I do wish we could have gotten a bearded Robert Reynolds head, but I do like the Void head and I like the standard head that we get for him. I know a lot of people are going to be mad that it's windswept and all that, but, you know, there's really, like, I know people like to have them stoic and all that stuff, but, you know, they're meant for display and they're meant for play and all that stuff, so, like, there's nothing wrong with it, I feel like. I think it's cool that we get the windswept. It looks more dynamic. I mean, it's kind of weird, though, that his hair's dynamic and then his cape is kind of just draped. There's no sort of flow to his cape, so actually I could kind of see where that's coming from. But you also could totally use this head if you repainted the eyes as a Thor. This could actually look really good, I feel like, on that new Thor that's coming out, because he didn't have the, like, crown piece thing that has in the King in Black story. And now I kind of want to get that Thor and put this head on it and see how it looks. Damn it. Damn you, Hasbro. But that's all right. I do like this figure. I wish he would have been pinless, you know, of course. I think that we're kind of to the point now where we have enough pinless stuff. Like, can you just start, just take these current molds that we have and make them pinless? Like, I know that's easier said than done probably for the factory and whatnot, but just, I think that they should start making all of them pinless, because I feel like it makes them feel more high quality, I guess. Because, like, I mean, you know, if I talk about the Retro Spidey that just came out, or the Retro Spideys that we've gotten, like, earlier this year versus the ones that just came out, like, on the Retro Spidey book, having the pinless new Spider-Man and all that stuff, that figure feels very high-end. And the figures that came out at the beginning of the year, like the Symbiote Spidey, is really solid. But, you know, they're good figures, but when they're pinless and all that stuff, they feel a lot sturdier and they just look a lot more high-end. And, you know, with all these price hikes and everything, I think it would really shut a lot of people up, I feel like, you know, for all the people that are like, oh my god, Hasbro's so terrible, they're not even upping their quality or anything like that. And if they started making everything pinless, like if this Sentry was pinless, I think he would be a lot I mean, he's good. He's good as is. I think that I've really started to come around on the use of the, I'm just going to call it the U.S. agent body, of the U.S. agent parts and whatnot. But I think it would have just been so above and beyond if he had pinless joints and whatnot. But yeah, as is. I think it's a good figure, and I can't wait to get that third-party cape to, you know, make the figure even better. So yeah, that's going to do it from me, and I will catch you all in the next one. See ya.